Hello America, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 8. I look yellow because I have the yellow light on up above me. I did not know that Paige was 26. I don't know how I missed that memo, but Paige is just 26 years old. She is 1 year older than me. Okay, so we see that Vincent did not in fact leave last night. He got to the parking garage and then he was like, you know, he'd been doing this his whole life, running away from his problems, so he decided to stay because he has to be there for his family, for his wife, and for Cookie. And when he said Cookie, I said, oh, he really cares about that woman and her dog. Anyway, so she said, she's basically saying, like, you know, if you feel as though I say something disrespectful, please let me know. He says in his confessional he shouldn't have to let her know every time she's being disrespectful. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. He says that it won't happen again about him leaving and, you know, going someplace. So then he goes to see his friend, and his friend is like, bro, you kind of blew that all the way out of proportion. I mean, Vincent does say that he was embarrassed and he thought that Brianna should have handled it XYZ way. And his friend is like, sir, like, you're not her, she's not you. So you can't expect her to handle it any kind of way because y'all are two different people. And he doesn't want to see him mess this up. So then we see them later on after, like, they all meet up and they're having their housewarming party. This is the first time that Brianna is going to meet his mother and his brother because they did not come to the wedding. Everything goes good with the housewarming party. When they are having their, like, meeting with the rest of, you know, with the guys and the gals, Vincent says that it's cool being married and everything, but sometimes when you get off of work, you just want to be alone, and it's sometimes difficult to remember that you have someone that is going to be there and you can't push them away because you all are trying to grow and trying to learn one another. Okay, this episode was pretty fucking boring, I will say so myself. Okay, I do have something to do, so I'm trying to hurry up. My wig, let me tell y'all something. And I said I got something to do, let me hurry up, and now I'm about to talk about my wig. The craziest thing about this wig is, like, I washed it yesterday. I, like, got some shedding, which creeped me the hell out. Because I was like, please, I really like this wig. I don't want all of the curls to just come out. Now, it looks better as far as, like, the curl and everything. I have no baby hairs. I have none. Zip, zilch, zero. And I just really hate that. I just really hate it. My other wig, my straight wig by the same company, flawless, amazing, beautiful. So I need some baby hairs because I look like I'm wearing a wig and I don't want to look like that. Anyway, moving on. Eric has been dog sitting since Virginia went out of town. She's been out of town, or she's going to be out of town for about 4 days because her friends are getting married. He sees Ryan while he's walking the dog. He's talking to Ryan about, you know, I can't remember what he was talking to Ryan about, because all Ryan was like, yeah, sure, sure, yeah, yeah, sure, yep, yep, sure, yep, yep, sure, yeah, sure. Anyway, I think that's the type of person I want to be. Anyway, so then he goes to meet with his friend. He tells his friend, like, his biggest thing is that he wants Virginia to miss him while she is with her closest friends. He wants her to miss him. He talks about, you know, her being extremely independent and not asking, not for permission, but asking if it's okay, which is permission. Like, we all know what permission means. It's asking someone, is this okay for me to do X, Y, and Z? Okay. So his friend, they had some good friends. His friend was like, I mean, you know, I'm kind of on her side as far as, like, you don't want to seem like you're controlling her, or like you're a coach, or like you're in this parental role, and you need to make sure that you won't, you know, she needs to know that you won't be trying to change her. So then they have their housewarming party. Virginia comes home. I'm like, maybe she took a shower afterwards. I don't know. She just walked in the house and started cooking. And I'm like, girl, did you wash your hands? Anyway, so Eric finally meets her friends, her guy friends. I guess he feels better about the situation. The guy friends were drunk. Then she talking about, you know, my girlfriend said that I can't get them to do shots with me anymore. Like like it's only a maximum of 3 shots. So then I just go home and I do shots by myself. And it's like, ma'am, that's not something you say because it sounds a little alcoholish. Okay, so like I said, what did I remember Virginia? I don't remember Virginia talking to Eric's friends separately from Eric and the group. I do not remember that. But yeah, I'm guessing that Eric is now happy, or you know, he has peace of mind with Virginia having male friends. Who knows, you know. He says, yeah, I knew you guys were going to be cool. You didn't know that. Stop. You was talking about sometimes they probably all want to sleep with you. Now you're talking about you knew they would be cool. Sir, stop it. Get some help. Anyway, we see Hayley and Jacob. Hayley goes to talk to her friend. Her friend gives her very good advice. Hayley is like, you know, look, it's certain things about him that made me pull back. And her friend is like, oh, okay, like tell me about him. What are they? And she's like, he obsesses about the 80s, and he wore goofy clothes, or he packed goofy clothes to go on the honeymoon. And her friend is like, girl, what are you talking about? That's okay, he came dressed. Like, what are the real issues? So she's like, you know, he accused me of having a boyfriend back home and blah, blah, blah. And after everything wore off, you know, the wedding day high and everything, then I started to pull away. Her friend is like, girl, you need to at least give this all that you have so you won't regret it. When they had their housewarming party, he was talking to her friends about, you know, how he felt and how he was like, I don't want to do too much, or I feel like, you know, she's pulling back and blah, blah, blah. And her friends are like, yeah, you could say that she has a little bit of a commitment issue. Ma'am, if you know that you have a little commitment phobia, why did you say, let me sign up to do Married at First Sight? Did you think that somebody else forcing you to like stay in this marriage was gonna work out? Like, nobody can force you to do anything that you don't want to do, and you do it happily. Like, come on. Anyway, so his friend is like, so what do you and Jacob have in common? And she said, we're both dog people. She don't know nothing about that man. Nothing. Zip, zilch, zero, nada. She knows nothing about that man, okay? So his friend is like, you know, he doesn't pick up on subtleties, and he's very straightforward, so you have to tell him how you're feeling, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh yeah, I kind of got that. And it's like, girl, you just say you don't like the man, because that's the vibe that I'm getting. You don't like this man, okay? So then they sit down and they talk. She asks him more questions that they should have been asking on the honeymoon. But they're asking each other questions, and I guess things are moving forward. But based on that preview, it really don't, you know, seem like things are moving forward. Hayley says, you know, when they're all together, guys and gals, she says that she's working on it. Jacob says that his biggest fear is that they'll basically flip, and that he has all his cards on the table. He's ready to be 100% all in, and then it's going to take her not too long, but it's going to take her an amount of time, and when she's ready to put all her stuff on the table, he's going to be pulling out. And so basically he doesn't want to hurt her, because it'll be too late for them to have established a real meaningful connection. Okay, did I talk about Claire and Ryan? They have their housewarming party when they're with the guys and the gals, or when they're separated guys and gals. She says that she's a little bit sexually frustrated. she's a little bit sexually frustrated. She is okay with him taking things slow so they can be, you know, on the right path and be emotionally connected. But the problem is she thought that they were already emotionally connected. He says, what does he say? Does he say anything? Oh yeah, she said that they had a tiff because her friends had offered him jello shots, and so now he feels like her friends are partiers because he kept turning down the jello shots when I guess the customary thing to do is to turn it down once and then turn it down again and then to say yes. And so then he had to come back and say, you know, I felt like I was being pressured, but you know, I'm willing to drink with y'all, or I'm willing to have a good time and blah blah blah. They have their housewarming party. She's getting very frustrated with him calling himself an old man because that means that he's not doing anything new. She says that she's yet to, he got a booty on him. Let me tell you what. He was walking by and I said, who is that double caked up? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, baby. Anyway, so she's like, she's yet to see him with his shirt off. They have been intimate in some ways and not intimate in other ways. They've been dry humping. I don't know. They've been you know, doing a lot of 6 and 9. I don't know. Because I don't know. Like, what do you mean? Like, they've been intimate in some ways and not intimate in other ways, but I guess she wouldn't be sexually frustrated if they was doing, so maybe they just like kissing a lot. Maybe they just doing a lot of kissing, you know. And she is like, can we do more? So we see this whole thing with Paige and Mercedes and Chris. Oh, I forgot to talk about Chris going to see his pastor and his friend. And bro, as soon as his pastor and his friend took the stance that they were not on his side with breaking up with Paige and with the way that he was going about this, he didn't want to talk no more. He didn't want to talk no more. He was done with this conversation. You know, he was doing the right thing. And even though his pastor said it was selfish, it's not selfish, you know. So he was done with the conversation. So we see the whole thing with Mercedes and Paige and Chris, and it's really nothing. Paige was very much in her petty bag. Petty Paige, okay? She was like, you know, he's whispering in my ear telling me that he might fall in love with me. And, you know, there was a time where I also thought that maybe I could have been with child. And his ex-fiance was like, by who? And she said, yeah, you know. So, I'm not, but, and so Mercedes says, look, I don't know what you heard about me and him getting back together, but that's not our course of action right now. Okay, whatever. I ain't gonna say it. So anyway, I mean, you know, he's getting upset because he's like, yo, if you want to talk to me, talk to me. And his baby mama is like, why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? She ain't did nothing to you. And he's like, she's being disrespectful. And his baby mama is like, she's not being disrespectful, especially, you know, the situation is going on. She's definitely not being disrespectful. Everything is cool. You need to chill the hell out. He's like, okay, well, I'm done with this conversation. Because she said, you know, this marriage no longer serves me. So I don't know why I saw them in the preview for next week's episode if this marriage no longer served her. So she's like, you know, this marriage no longer serves me. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm going to eat good. I'm going to order me some food. I'm going to eat good. Okay. Like, so he gets up. He walks away. Paige and Mercedes call each other pretty. They give each other a hug, you know. And Paige says that she is done with the situation. She found very much joy in Mercedes saying that they would not pursue a relationship right now. Chris is saying he's getting irritated. Mercedes says you always get irritated. So, yeah. I was bored with this episode. I don't really have much to give with this episode because it was boring. me finding out that Paige is 26 years old is a very shock to me. A shock. Because I'm about to be 20. Girl. Anyway, I'm done. I have things to do. And a little amount of time to do them. So if you all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or visit my website. My name is Brielle. I make beats. I sing songs. If you like what you see, come on along. Bye.